Hello everyone. Today's video I'm just going to be doing kind of quick. It's actually mostly for some other people that I was making software and wanted to explain to, but I figured it'd be useful for everyone else here. Government contracting. There's a lot of government contracting. Main sites that a lot of people go to are BidNet Direct and SAM.gov. There's hundreds and hundreds of contracts, solicitations, RFPs, so on and so forth, with millions and millions and millions of dollars behind them for companies and even small companies to be able to apply for and get. However, getting through it, learning about it, applying to it, knowing what all the codes and places and certain types of contract mean is super challenging. And as you know, I'm kind of big in the AI space within the consulting world, and there's a lot of consultancies and practices and processes around this. So knowing how you can use AI to help you with that is kind of big. Now, what I did real quick is I created an actual software, but I wanted to show you even just some of the major tools that are out there that you can get for 20 bucks a month can actually handle pretty well. I went ahead and created a very large prompt that basically has to do with BidDirect and kind of like their codes and things like that, as well as how they should handle them in there. I'm going to go ahead and send this into Claude. Now, you could use the same prompt in ChatGPT, Gemini, any other AI platform you there. However, I just personally prefer Anthropic and Claude. Now, immediately, it asks, hey, I can help you. I'm guessing you're looking to expand beyond Fortune 500 companies. It already knows some information about me because this is my account, but I already work with some companies here or there. But hey, do you want code selection, vendor profile optimization, solicitation analysis, any of that stuff? But what we're actually going to do specifically is I've already kind of done a whole thing, a write-up, right? Imagine this is just an explanation of your company and just a couple paragraphs, bullet points here or here. Anyone can do this. I promise you, just write this up and say, here is my company's info. How would I apply and what codes should I use and more? Right? Super simple, very basic prompt. Just throwing it in there. Again, using this prompt on top of it is nice. And immediately, it's understanding what we do, who we are, what my company is, what Eduba is positioned at. Again, this could be your company right here. And immediately dives into breaking down code recommendations. Hey, you're going to want 9183 for computer software consultant. This covers my AI strategy and implementation network, which is absolutely true. Secondary codes that might be nice are 96278 research services, 95860. Now, some of these may be slightly inaccurate. But most of them are probably going to be roughly close. Again, it's going to follow off the ones that I threw in here, and realistically, it could pull from the internet. I could ask it to do that as well. But it does a pretty good job, right? Codes to avoid, profile assessment, what's strong, capability assessment. Hey, you need specifically a 1 to 2 page PDF capability assessment. Government buyers expect this format, and this is true. This is something you want. Sometimes you need cage codes. Again, if you need to know more about these, it can explain that for you as well. Past performance descriptions could be better. NASIC codes, which are extremely important when you're on SAM.gov and things like this. A lot of this, you're not told, you're not taught, and there's so much information out there. Just be nice to be able to just pull it up. And it said that, hey, these are the consultancy codes or the NASIC codes or the PG codes or so on and so forth that you're actually going to need. Maybe even some certifications like, hey, you should have veteran-owned small business. I am a veteran. Right? Really great response right off the bat. But again, this is just 20 bucks that are going out there. I had made a couple of other apps that kind of took this to the other level. Because again, this is readily available, but there's ways to make this more nuanced. One of them is very specifically I'm building right now for SAM.gov. It actually pulls directly from the SAM.gov API, and it pulls a whole bunch of contracts and updates on the fly. And essentially what this is doing is pulling up a huge database of all the possible contracts that can be available. But not only that, while that's syncing and pulling and doing kind of data verifications, you can actually create and look at your company profile. Now, if you were to essentially kind of roll into this, let's actually show you this whole process. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control Save here. Let's log out actually. And imagine you're a fresh company. Instead of having to go and figure out all of that absurdity, build all of that stuff, what if you could just simply put in your company's name, put in your mission statement, which I'm just going to throw that in there, talk about what you do. I'm just going to paste it twice in there. It'll be okay. But again, the more descriptive you are, the better the AI can handle it. You can talk about your target agencies or sectors, past performance, what certifications you have, what your team size is, which these are all important to government contracting, and simply just generate a profile. And essentially what is happening right now is the AI is reading all of that, taking in the understanding of what kind of government contracting is, and creating a capability statement, as well as immediately looking at NASIC codes suggested to you and then applying them. But that's great, right? This is cool. This helps you with the application. This doesn't help you with finding the contracts that are useful. As soon as you hit save profile, what happened is an embedding is created, which is a fancy word for saying similarity. It looks at words and adds numbers to them, basically. And as that updates, it immediately creates a similarity score, or your chances of being similar for a contract. So I got a 43% similarity here on this contract for my company. So instead of me having to scroll through all of these contracts for sources sought contracts over and over again, instead the AI is coming through, looking at the description and saying, hey, it seems like your company is really good for this, and this is the highest percentage. And I would say my company would be great for this. Data verification and analysis, artificial intelligence solutions for network performance analytics. Yeah, that's right up. It immediately pulls the person I need to reach and things like that. It pulls the attachments as well. We can immediately download them and open them. Or what you can do is just go straight to the SAM.gov, and it pulls it straight up for you. So if you signed into your account, you can immediately look at anything else that needs to be in there. Look at what the kind of RFI, request for information, in this standpoint is, and things like that. And this is something that I've been building for SAM.gov. I also went ahead and built something similar for BidNet, because BidNet doesn't have an API. There's no way to access all of these contracts all at once, or at least I couldn't find an API key. I'm going to have to talk to them about that. But essentially here, you could do the same thing, right? I created a little AI assistant. I would like help finding codes for my company, right? Let's say you know next to nothing. Again, this is the opposite side. This one's made more for automation, so you're not really chatting with anything. It's all doing it on its own. This one's a more kind of help bot. It's like, oh yeah, I'd love to help you find the NIGP codes. Let's give you the most relevant recommendations. First, what does your company do? What industry are you in? What specialized areas are you focused in? In this case, we're actually going to go ahead and steal my write-up over here, because I don't feel like writing that all out in front of you guys today. But let's say you had a write-up simpler like this and send that in. And then immediately what the agent is doing is just analyze it, look at it, figuring out the processes and ideas that it needs to. And it's actually searching as this is happening for technology, software codes, things like that. But it's doing more than just searching the web. It's searching a database that I have actually created and put in. So I created a database of all of these specific terms and processes, right? Of, RFQ, RFP, IFB, NIGP, NACS, as well as NIGP specific code. So if there is any inaccuracies here, we can easily change it and verify, right? For 918210 or 21 business consulting, or 91899 computer related services. Perhaps these are wrong and we need to come in and change it. Instead of having to fine tune a model and verify with the AI, you can just come in and change it right here. And then the AI references this list, which is really important when it comes to accuracy and things like that. And immediately what it comes and creates, it says, hey, you probably need computer related services, 91899, 91818 consulting services. I did check that. That is correct and accurate. 91821 business consulting, management supervisory training. These could be training and development codes, maybe more specialized codes, right, for cybersecurity. And it just makes it a lot easier to really know which code should be good for you and a lot faster. Even gave a quick grade, right? This is 75 out of 100. Strong overall, but it's missing kind of very specific things. Here's what's working well, right? Specific differentiators, impressive client list, strong credentials, things like that. But it's missing critical information, specific contact information, geographic coverage, maybe government-specific enhancements, right? I don't talk about clearance level or GSA schedules or anything like that. If you don't know you even need to put those in there, again, this is super nice to be able to have. And it even gives some suggested things. Again, this is a really quick POC I made. I'd probably make this look nicer and generate a lot more info. And then vice versa, if you just wanted something quicker, right? And training in AI, this is a quick code. it immediately pulls up all of those codes almost instantaneously. Same thing from that database. And this is more traditional kind of software solutions rather than just AI. You could even have a profile coach in here, which is kind of analyzing based on code and processes. And it caught the geographic coverage and contact information issues as well. And it's the same exact grade as well, which is interesting because that's the AI assistant using this tool, right? And this tool can be used by the AI. So the more advanced you make this tool software-wise, the better this AI assistant is, which actually puts it over this kind of traditional thing, which is why I showed this to begin with. Most of the time, you can get 80% solution just by using a $20 tool that's out there, right? It's given us almost everything that I'm showing you right here, and all I had to do was throw in a prompt. The difference with this is it's repeatable, it's controllable, and you can affect the accuracy as well as have it within your own environment here. Same with my other kind of process here. And again, like, all of this is expandable and interesting in that area to be able to kind of explore. And I also have the idea of the scorer and the solicitation decoder. So like putting the document in there and having it kind of break down and understand what you need. But again, this is just a quick idea of what could really be possible within just a weekend. Again, I built this in a couple hours. Now, obviously, if you want it to be scalable and to be nice, we have to do a lot more than what I built in here. You're going to need a lot more kind of security and scalability in the traditional side. But the important part is you have a direction. You have an understanding of what you need to work on and invest in. And I would argue it works pretty well already with next to no investment, right? That's the really good way to kind of go about this. But understanding how this works and what it is, I'll probably be doing more videos. How I built these softwares, I will definitely do some videos on. But hey, if anyone's interested in using these, let me know in the comments. If anyone wants to know how to build these, also let me know. But there's ways to make money out there, and just gotta figure out how to use the tools that are at your ability. Cool. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy yourselves.